Hey there, thanks for tuning in. What I have today here is another quadcopter, but I wanted to make this video because a lot of people have asked me, hey, I want to get in this hobby. How do I, how do I start? What quadcopter should I buy? What's the best one? And it's just so overwhelming. This world of quadcopters you can get into, it's just it's vast, it's deep, and there's so much to choose from. So I want to make this video really quick. I want to review a quadcopter. I've got purchased at GearBest, and I really can't recommend this one enough for beginners. I've seen this firsthand. I've taken this out to people that I know that are friends, and I've had them fly it, and they've experienced it, and it really saw that it wasn't too complicated, it wasn't too hard, and this one was really sturdy because obviously they crashed it, but they're new and beginners. What I have here is the JJRC. It's the JJ 1000 series. What's great about it is it comes with prop guards. I did fly with it off, but I'm leaving them on because it's one thing I take with me and show to people. But it works very well. It changes the behavior a little bit, like a lot of prop guards do. But this one works pretty well. The propellers too are very flexible. I haven't had to replace them yet, and I've seen some pretty dirty crashes. And as you can see, this thing has hold up. And I mean, like I've had people go full blown hitting the wall. I've flown around here and hit those lamps several times, and it's flown straight down. Picked it back up, and here we go again. It's great. One of the things I did buy too is I bought one of the 4-pack battery chargers. These are great. They're 250 mAh, and they last a good amount for what you get. I fly pretty aggressive, so it goes pretty by quick. But having 4 of these guys ready to go in this charger, I can just swap them out and continue the fun. Another thing I bought with that is this Tarantula transmitter. This is a very popular model. However, when I got it, this was broken in the mail. It was shipped in just a small box. Again, I got it from GearBest. But I told them about it right away, and they were able to refund my money no problem. And I fixed it here with just screw in a screw. I didn't have one of these ones laying around to pop out, as some of these in most models that you can pop them out and put them back in and replace it. But so I just screwed it in, and it works just fine. The box, this is what it comes in. It's pretty. It was packed and it was sturdy, and I had no problems there. Nothing was damaged coming out there. Everything worked fine. This is the carry case I use for personal use with these. It works good, and it's not really part of the video. I only want to go over more of this. This one with the Tarantula series. Up here, and this button here is what selects the rates of the actual quadcopter: beginner, medium, expert, and the expert does fly pretty hard. We'll get it going here in a bit. So to get it going here, you just need a charged battery. It's pretty simple. The battery bay, one part of the, I'd say maybe would be negative, is this part right here. It's not the greatest, but it does work. You just slide it in, and you connect it. Now, I don't connect this part fully right on there. I just give it enough connection, because when you pull this out, sometimes this here tend to get stuck quite on there. When you connect this here, sometimes it's quite stiff, so I give it just enough. I don't go all the way, and sometimes it'd be too hard to disconnect. I don't want to be pulling on the wires and pulling them out here. That will damage it. So make sure you just don't do that. So that's one good thing to know. It does bind really easy. Flashing mode lets it know that it's ready for binding. So all you need to do is turn the transmitter on. It senses that there's a signal in there. Now it's bound. Another thing that's good about this is that you can disable the lights for more battery life, if you will, on the actual flight itself. And then again, this transmitter probably would be the best one to use in my opinion so far. This is very common. Let's get it going. Let's go for flight. Now, I'm going to give it some elevation, leaving the lights on. It's a beginner rate. So we're flying indoors here, and there's no wind, so that's not a factor. Let's bring it back towards us, and let's do some trimming. It's pretty good. Not much you really have to do with flying, and I'm not really holding the controls right here. It goes pretty good. It climbs a little bit. I can lower it down. But again, for a beginner to concentrate on this is perfect. Not much really has to go into it. I mean, I can't recommend this enough to beginners. There's not much you like to focus on. You're allowed to kind of just focus on how to learn how to react to flying. A lot of flying quadcopters is reactive flying. You just kind of put yourself in situations where you have to figure out how to get out of them sometimes and respond. Let's go full throttle forward. I'm sorry, not full pitch forward. That's a beginner rate. That's pretty good. Beginner rate again. I'm really impressed with that. A lot of quadcopters, that might be medium range, whatever. Let's check out the yaw rate. Beginner mode. Not the greatest, but that's again beginner rate. You don't want it to be super fast, so actually I really can't complain about that. All right, let's step it up a notch. Let's switch to medium mode. Okay, this is medium. Medium forward. Medium backwards. Medium forward. Again, this thing moves. This is medium. You know? That's really impressive. Let's check out the rail weight medium. Pretty quick. Pull forward. Ah, see, look at that. I smacked it right in the wall. And look, bounces right back. Again, I can't not recommend this enough for beginners. I know it's like I'm being sponsored right now, but I'm really not. JJC, if you're listening, please contact me and give me money. Just kidding. Alright, let's go to the expert right now. This is where it gets crazy for indoor flying like this. That's full forward. Wow. See? Awesome. And again, picks it up. I pick it right back up after crash, and look, it's ready to go. And keep in mind, again, the prop guards are still on. I fly this thing without the prop guards in here, and oh boy, is it fun. But at full speed. Oh. Okay. And now, let me change one of the batteries out. I don't think I actually had this fully charged. I apologize. That's another thing, too. You just leave the transmitter on. It's already been bound. You just power it back on. She's ready to go. All right, now we got the battery. It's still in expert rate. I haven't touched anything because I didn't turn it off. It should be ready to go. Okay, let's go full forward again one more time. And that really just moves. All right, let's check out yaw rate and expert. Let's see. Let me get it forward a little bit. I gotta trim some trimming because the battery bounces. That's another thing though. When you change the batteries out a little bit, the balance goes a little bit off. It's just how you place it inside the bay. All right, here we go. That's fast. Look at that. Yaw rate expert. That's really fast. And you can do plenty of funnels. You're not gonna be hitting anyone. Look at that. Touch and go. See, that's the only thing about the prop guards though, is it kind of holds it down in situations like that. There's situations where you'll be moving and flying around, and it makes the props will stall sometimes, go in the vortex rim state, and it'll fall down a little bit. But when I took the prop guards out, man, this thing really hauls ass. Look at that! Oh gosh, just beautiful. It's very accurate flyer too. I mean, I'm flying indoors. I've been flying for a while, but if you keep practicing with this thing, you'll be a pro, or you'll crash it. Right as you're talking about being a pro. Let's take the prop guards off really quick. And to do that, you take off the props themselves, and they pop right off. Also, one thing too, like if you do have a hard crash, when you'll make this, when the prop guards pop right off, the props will fly somewhere. So be conscious to watch where that goes and make sure you follow it, because I've had them fly pretty far some places. Just make sure you keep an eye out. But I mean, again, with the prop guards on, you're not doing really that much damage to the props versus them just flying off on their own. I would much rather have that than run full speed in the wall and crack one of these props and not have them anything to replace. Also, they're pretty cheap to replace online, and GearBest does sell them. Now it does look, the diameter changes quite a bit with this. We can do some comparing really quick. Ooh, wow, we busted out the Phantom, but it's a pretty good size. Again, it fits in my hand just fine, and you know, it's not a mini quad, but I think this size right here is perfect for what you're going to be doing flying indoors. It's not too small, not like a micro drone, which they get really hard to control in here, and you can lose orientation. This here is really great. It gives you good size, good balance, and good understanding of how orientation due to size. It's good going again. Oh, you know why? Because guess who's an idiot and didn't put the props on where they right where they belong. All right, let's swap those guys out. That's one thing to learn about. The right prop has to be on the right motor. Otherwise, no dice grandma. There we go. And it's much lighter and a little more agile now without the prop guards. See, I don't really stall as much anymore. And there's one where I crashed and the prop flew off. But let me put it back on, and it should fly right back. Look at that. Very sturdy. And that was a pretty hard crash. As you can kind of tell, flying extra rate indoors is probably not the best idea. This would probably be good for outdoors. There goes my new TV. Why? Why would I ruin my new TV? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? When you're putting props on, just make sure that the diagonal ones across from each other, they line up and they match. So we can tell here that this one matches. Okay, that one will go here. And, you know, ruling out by rule, process of elimination here, we can tell that this is the right prop for it. Let's go back and fly an expert one more time. Let's close the finale. So this is a great flyer. I recommend keeping the prop guards on, unless you really feel confident and really want to show off. But you get yourself in, with this rate, you can get yourself into some really bad situations. It's not a bad thing about the quad. It gives you that ability. It's great that it does. It's very agile. But sometimes it's not that greatest when you're in a little space like this. Oh, let's see if it flips. It does flips. I don't know why I make crap noises. Okay. JJRC JJ 1000, and we're using the Tarantula. These are all, again, these are all separate. You had to buy this, you know, I don't know what price it will be at the time, but you buy this separately. It doesn't come with batteries. It'll come with a box packed in there with the prop guards. And then you buy this battery kit separate. It doesn't have to be this exact one, but I recommend it. It's a good one. And then I recommend the Tarantula transmitter. I can't recommend this one enough. This transmitter is very good. I know that it's broken, but I use this with my XK-X250, and it really opened it up a lot more with the extra rate. The XK250, if some of you don't know, it just comes with 2 modes, beginner and medium. This one has 3 modes, giving you the advanced. It's like really overhauling it with just buying a transmitter. It flies very well. Buttons are reliable. I actually like the placement a lot more too. Having this is just the actual doing the flips button versus actually on other transmitters you push down, and then you don't know if you put it and pushed it, and then you're afraid that when you get close and then you flips. I've crashed a lot that way. This one gets rid of all that. The headless mode button and record and pictures. If you do have a camera drone, these are great right there, as it's really easy and it's intuitive. So yeah, thanks for checking out my video. Subscribe if you like, and I appreciate your time for watching some dude talk about technical stuff in his living room. Get a life. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Thanks.